So we started off this morning with some joint rotations, just trying to get everything moving, get the blood flowing. What we're going to do now is something called the power twister, although it has several different names online from what I've noticed. But ultimately, I want to make sure I engage the chest every day. And though today's workout is not primarily about the chest, I do want to spend some time just engaging those muscles and contracting so that I can continue to recover from the atrophy issues that I've had as a result of my injury. So the first two exercises aren't going to be anything significant or serious. I'm just going to spend some time engaging the chest, especially that right side. So I'm going to use the power twister to start, and then from there, plan to use a little bit of band work. And we'll move on to the tricep exercise, which is really what this morning's exercise is going to center around. Just gonna do a few sets of this. Instead, just get the tricep engaged. I could have got some build on this. It's always easy. Be able to see on the right side the difference between the contraction because of the atrophy. set left of using this power twister. I don't know if you guys ever used something like this before. It's really effective for getting a contraction, but it's not as effective for getting negatives. You can't really do any negatives on this thing. So it's good for me because I can kind of contract the muscle, but as far as trying to build it up and using the negatives to my advantage, I don't have that with this. So it's really a good warm-up tool if you ask me. So, got 3 sets of the power twister. The weight equivalent on that thing is supposedly 132 pounds. Could be right, I don't know. So did a good job of warming up the chest, getting the chest activated, because now I'm gonna do a little bit of band work. Not anything too heavy. I'm gonna start with just 10 pounds. And the goal here is just to get the chest activated, get that muscle contracting. This is not a chest heavy exercise today, but I do want to try to hit it every single day. That way I can recover from my atrophy issue, sooner rather than later. The more I can get that to wake up, the better. 10 reps of both of those. So we started off with the power twister, just to kind of activate the chest. Just 3 sets, 15 reps each. Now I moved on to some band flies. Again, today's exercise is not intended to be heavy chest. It's mostly tricep, but I do want to activate the chest every day as much as possible on my push days so that my atrophy issue on the right side can begin to improve. So every day that the chest can be worked, every day that muscle can contract, the better, the more it wakes it up. So just opening up the beginning of this exercise with a little bit of the beginning of this workout with some chest exercises. This one?
Yeah.
Set number 2, knocked out. We're gonna hit one more set. Again, just the idea of this, like the opening part of this workout was to activate the chest. But really what we're working on today is triceps. So we're just opening up the beginning of this workout with a little bit of chest to get the contraction going. Just taking care of it. So that knocks out the first part of this exercise, which was, like I said before, if you weren't here earlier, was just to work on some chest engagement. That right pec is atrophied as a result of my injury on today, 91 days ago. But now we're going to move on to kind of the point of today's exercise, which is to get some tricep work in. So what we're going to start with right now, the triceps, is we're going to work on the long head of the tricep, and we're going to hit some skull crushers. So I'm going to get this bar set up, get this bench set up, and we'll get started.
More options. Grainger has over 1,700 box tops in stock, and Grainger have your pack, store, and ship everything. And you can count on Grainger to deliver your boxes fast. Count on Grainger for boxes. Call or click Grainger.com/boxes today.
All right, set one. Easy bar cable skull crushers. You might also call this a curl bar. I know some people have different names for it. My daughter, she calls it a squiggly bar. So maybe you call it a squiggly bar. So we're going to give about 30 seconds or so in between this set and the next one, just to give the muscles a chance to recover a little bit, and then we put it back under tension. Let me set you guys up, and I should be ready to go again. All right, set number 2, curl bar, skull crushers. Got 15 reps. Instead of adding weight, I want to slow down the tempo a little bit more. Make sure I'm putting that muscle under tension as much as possible. Because of my injury, I'm really hesitant to jump way too quick. I want to be really slow to add weight. Just be ultra cautious. Be on the safe side. You know this one? Go on with the next set. slowed down the tempo a lot more on that one. Ended up with 11 reps, which is good. I wanted it to be harder, more challenging, be able to get less than I could before. So goal accomplished. We'll give it just a short little rest in between this one and the next one. If you're watching, I appreciate it. Thanks for jumping on. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to be a subscriber if you're not. Feel free to check out some of the other videos. Today's going to be day 90, day 91 post spine surgery. So keeping those updates going until day 100, and then I got some other stuff planned. Fourth set, knocked out. Easy bar skull crushers. Working the long head of the tricep. In case you're not aware, when you see someone with big arms, oftentimes people think it's bicep. So you see guys in the gym, especially young guys, working their biceps, trying to get big arms. 75% of that is actually triceps. So if you're wanting big arms, you need to put some work into the triceps. Problem is, it's not really a mirror muscle. And it's not the one you can see when you stand in front of a mirror. So guys work the front, they work the biceps. But if you want the big arms, it's actually your triceps you gotta work.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections, and lower ability to fight liver problems and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or Fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to, before starting to get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Start to say I'm back to fewer aging symptoms.
Ask your dermatologist about good cells. 6 months ago, our lives changed forever. All communication with the surface was lost. The world outside is no longer survival. Could someone be okay with that?
All right, 9 reps that time. That finishes that exercise. We'll move on to the next one. Cable rope push downs. Targets the short head of the tricep. All right, I'm gonna get this cable machine set up. So we're gonna start with 25 pounds. You hear it? Hey, girl.
I'm representing for the riders all around the world. Still hitting them corners, let the home unfurl. Still taking my time to perfect the heat, and I still got love for the street. It's the W-E-S-T, W-E-S-T. Representing for the riders all around the world. Still bouncing in classics and deep purple. Still cooking that vibe that the real ones need, and I still got love for the street. Yeah, yeah, that's me. Yeah, yeah. Since I let drop, I done lost some kin, but I'm still out here pushing with the wind. Get my ear to the ground, so I'm free, I'm starting night. Don't let them go fancy car. Still stay close to the flame and grind. Even when I fell back, I rewind. Time my life's like bars that align with the beat. I breathe music, it's my heartbeat. Wake up early, cook on fire, still inspired, still aim higher. Ain't no fluke, I've been built from pain. From backroom boots to a hall of fame. I'm representing for the masses all across the world. Still rolling low and letting smoke unfurl. Still taking my time to design the heat.
All right, 9 reps off that first set of that exercise. Is it raining outside? It's got noise out there. Hear that? That sounds like a big truck outside. All right, set number 2. Cable tricep push downs. Targeting the short head of the tricep. You already hit the long head earlier. This arm's got an inch smaller than this one here. I had my nerve issue from the neck injury. shut down this muscle and this muscle for a while. So both of them struggling to get back to where they go. So I'm trying to, when I do these extensions, I'm trying to really focus on the connection of this tricep more. Do as much of the work as possible. This one's more of a support and assist.
Did you know that arch angle bodies are raising the world arctic button? The trapezoids, the triangles, the apple
Yeah, right side's giving out completely. Took a little bit of a break there, shook it off a couple seconds, and then pushed out one more set. Try to keep it under tension just a little bit longer. So we call it 9. That was barely 9. Sure. Does that creep you out too? Even though it's the younger, kind of normal version look? Still?
I'd rather not look at him, but I don't have to.
Losing it. Triceps are giving out, especially that right one. So we got up to 7. We'll try to push out one more. Try one more. What I did with that last one is I kind of jerked it down, used a little bit of leverage, but then slowed it down, bringing it back to where it belongs on the negative. So it was 9, but more of like an assisted 9. Don't be afraid to do stuff like that. Obviously, don't hurt yourself, but it's not about the number of pounds you can lift. So we got Brotein Shake. Brotein says hi. Hey, how's it going? Appreciate you jumping on. And don't forget to hit that like button while you're in here. So what we're doing today is did a little bit of chest warm up to work on my atrophy issue. And now we moved over to triceps. The right tricep also has some atrophy issues, so I'm trying to focus on really engaging the mind muscle connection on the right side. You said, okay, I subscribed. Brotein Shake. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Glad to have you as a subscriber. The goal in 2026 is to see if we get to 1,000. We're at 3. You make 356, but our goal is to get to 1,000. So if you know anybody who you think would like this stuff, don't forget to share it for us. But I appreciate you jumping on. Feel free to steal anything you see here or offer your own recommendations or advice. I'm open to any of it. Yeah.
When are we gonna shake? After you come back?
Later, yeah.
I'll go shower.
Okay.
clean towel, so you can put that there.
Okay, thank you.
Let it keep it on.
Thank you. All right, 8 reps. My right tricep is giving out on me faster than anything else, which is to be expected because of the nerve issue. And then Brotein shake. I really like that name. Brotein shake says, by the way, if you want to get strong, maybe load up on eggs and chicken. I do a lot of eggs, do quite a bit of chicken, but I found that I digest the eggs a little bit better than I digest the chicken. I probably drink, let's see, excuse me, 20 eggs. I do way more than 3 to 5 eggs. So what I do, and I have a video on my channel if you want to check it out. I've got a kind of a homemade weight gainer shake that I use, and it has about 6 to 7 eggs inside of it, egg whites, blend it all together. I drink that shake 5 or 6 times a day, so I get a lot there. So you got the same thing. You said same, yeah. Yeah, but I find the eggs digest way better than the chicken does. Doesn't mean I don't eat chicken, but I used to blend chicken and drink it multiple times a day. It doesn't blend as well as the eggs do. So that's just kind of what I stuck to, and it's working for me. You know, I've put on, so I got injured about 3 months ago, broke my neck, I had to have surgery. And so I really focused in on my diet while I was recovering. And as a result, I actually put on about another 10 pounds. So I lost 10 pounds from the surgery, from the injury, gained that 10 pounds plus another 10 pounds. So in total, doing that kind of egg blend, egg and rice weight gainer shake concoction that I came up with helped me put on weight and get the weight back that I lost. So it's been helpful. But somewhere on my channel, I've got that video. If I can find it, I'll drop a link in the description and send it. Later this weekend too, I'm gonna be posting something someone asked for. They asked what kind of supplements I take, what kind of vitamins I take. So later this week, I'll post something that shows all that, and that'll also cover the weight gain egg blend concoction I'm talking about too. Thanks for the advice though. All right, 10 reps to finish that exercise. We got 1 exercise left. Single arm cable tricep extensions with a reverse curl grip. Brotein check says, let me change my profile real quick. Okay, do what you gotta do, man. Be here. I'm gonna be on for at least another, be on for at least another 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Got 1 more exercise to finish, and then got to go to a checkup with the doctor. Got to get an x-ray later, make sure everything's looking good for my recovery. Got to go to work, got to get kids to school, got to pick up kids. Got a lot of deadlines. It's going to be a busy day. But that's how real life goes. But I always try to make time for training in the gym. I've been doing this 20-something years. The number one thing I always hear from folks is, yeah, I just don't have time. No, it's just you don't want to make the time. You don't want to be uncomfortable. That's really what it comes down to. The time is there. You just got to find it. And sometimes finding that time means you have to get your workout in times that are not preferable. So my incense, do I prefer, 5 pounds, do I prefer to get up at 4:15 in the morning? Heck no. I'd love to keep my little eyes closed and keep sleeping, but it's important to me to get my workout in, so excuse me. So I get my I find the time really early in the morning. Brotein Shake says back. Welcome back. There's your profile. See what that looks like. See if I can see it here. I sleep late and wake up early. I see that. Good for you. Keep in mind though, man. I'm assuming you're a man. Brotein Shake sounds like a guy. Keep in mind, the rest is when your muscles rebuild. So if you're not getting good rest, your muscles are not going to rebuild completely. You need that time. And I'm one too. Like, I hate sleeping. I feel like it's a waste of time. I feel like there's all kinds of stuff I could be doing. But if you really want your muscles to grow, you got to sleep. So the range they always say is 8 hours. Get 8 hours of sleep. I've heard others say 7 to 8. I usually get between 6 to 7. Just because I mentally I can't get past. But it works. I really should be getting 8 hours. I just feel like I waste so much time just laying there. So you said, okay, I'm going to sleep early and wake up early. Yeah, that's the best bet. So what I do, I get up at 4:15 every morning. That's when I get my workout in. I go to sleep at the very latest 10:15. So that gives me 6 hours. But really, I'm not even really following the best advice there. I need to get a little bit more sleep. I could do some good to add an extra hour or something in there.
Was unlocked before the holidays the best time of year, and PetSmart was bringing the holiday cheer with toys and treats and essentials like food. Every pet got into a shiny mood. PetSmart, anything for pets.
There you go. Good. 15 on each side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of rest in between. I'm going to start going really slow on the right side where the atrophy tricep is. And I'm just going to do a regular pace on the left side, which is the stronger side. Get Brotein Shake says, dang, I get up at 7 or 6 a.m. Yeah, you could do earlier, man. One thing I love doing, again, it's uncomfortable, I'll tell you. Getting up at 4 in the morning is not easy, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. I avoid the snooze button entirely. Just completely ignore the snooze button. One thing to do is you get up, as soon as the alarm goes off, get up, sit on the edge of your bed. Don't let yourself keep laying down, or you're just going to be tempted to hit the button and go back to sleep. And when I sit on the edge of my bed, I count to myself. I don't count up, I count down. I go, okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. And I just get up and go. Even though I don't feel it. I never feel it. I never want to do that. So I get up right away. I get up out of bed, do the countdown. And then within 10 to 15 minutes, like you start to feel alive. So it's uncomfortable at first, but it becomes routine. And you say, when I wake up, I'm going to do 6-minute plank. That could work. You might wake up and just knock out some push-ups. Okay, because that's going to start hitting a little bit of your cardiovascular as well. It's going to start contracting multiple muscles. That repetitive contraction instead of just the hold contract. So you might try that too. But what I like about getting up that early is, again, it's uncomfortable at first, but it's a short burst of uncomfortability. You know, it's not something that just follows you all day long. But what I like is when I get to about 6 a.m., 7 a.m., once you're waking up, I've already accomplished a lot more than everybody else has, right? So the point everybody's awake, starting to wake up, I've already knocked out a bunch of stuff. So it feels good to get a kind of a head start, I guess you could say. All right, so I'm gonna start on the right side. Let's see what you got here. Sometimes I wake up at 5:30. It's not bad. You know, maybe gradually do it. Maybe if you're kind of used to 6 right now, next week, start 5:45. Week after that, start 5:30. Week after that, 5:15, 5, until you get to wherever it is you want to be. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to work the right side first. Very slow, very controlled, so I can work so I can really keep the right tricep under tension. This is the injured side, or I guess the affected side from my injury. And this side will just be normal pace. Hey, girl.
Okay.
Hey, girl.
Make it a light video.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Go eat breakfast, kid. Good to go. Yeah, triceps giving up. I've put 10 pounds on now. All right, 8. A little bit of assist on that last one though. I'm not sure we could count that as a real 8. This will just be normal. All right. I'm gonna write down my stats. 10 pounds. If you guys don't write down your exercises or your efforts, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're basically just wandering around in a desert, in a fitness desert, not really knowing if you're making any progress. All right, Brotein shake. You said I wake up before my birds wake up. And you said you have birds, by the way. Ah, okay. I never had birds. I had a friend that had birds. I thought they were very annoying. They're always chirping and flying around or whatever. My wife used to have birds. She hated it. So I'm not sure if you're happy about your birds or what, but if you wake up before them, I would imagine that means you're getting up pretty early. But whatever routine you get on, it'll probably get those animals on the routine as well. And you said, I don't know if I should do calisthenics or weightlifting. Well, I guess ask yourself the question, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be fast? Do you want to be quick and explosive? Do you want to have a nice physique? Are you trying to look impressive? You know, you want to fill the sleeves of your shirt? What is it you're wanting to do? And you said, my birds are in my bedroom and I love them, so they're cool. Okay, well, if you like your birds, keep the birds for sure. I'm not much of a bird fan. I mean, I like them. We got a couple of doves that show up a couple times a year and have a nest in the backyard. So I feel like that's our birds, but you know, I don't want any myself. I'm more of a dog person. I'm sure he would have a field day with some birds. You said I'm gonna do calisthenics. You said I know what you mean by I mean. But if calisthenics is what you want, do that, man, for sure. I'm a big fan of weightlifting. But weightlifting, you're right. Weightlifting does make you look cool. You know, it also it's helped me out a lot in life. You know, people see a big, muscular guy, and people don't challenge you as much. You know, even in the business world, people aren't as challenging whenever they feel like, this guy, looks like he can handle himself if I keep myself together. So I like it. I've always appreciated the way it makes me look. All right, here we go again. I also really enjoy the science behind how the muscle builds. I found it really interesting to, do certain things to my body as far as exercises and diet, and then over the course of several months, start to see it actually happen. It's kind of neat whenever you see, like, let's say in a magazine, someone who's got this nice rounded basketball shoulders, so to speak, and then you work on it and you go, hey, look at that, mine are starting to do the same thing. I think it's just neat. 6. I'm kind of doing an assist here because my tricep is completely trying to tap out, just trying to get the negatives. Left side is so much healthier, no problems at all. All right. So we got an assisted 8 on the right side, the injured side, and a regular 8 on the left. All right, so Brotein shake, you said calisthenics make you fast, and I need that for soccer defending. Yeah, okay. If you're involved in a sport like that, then yeah, you're going to need to be fast more than you need to be big and burly. Maybe one day if you're done with soccer, you can get into weightlifting and get that cool look you're talking about. But right now, yeah, you probably need to be fast more than anything else. I was a pro wrestler for a number of years, and so, you know, looking big, looking impressive was important. But also had to have that with a combination of strength too, because you got to be able to pick guys up and throw them and things like that. So it's all about what you're engaged in, what you're doing. I am now no longer engaged in wrestling, which required a certain kind of cardiovascular wind. So I don't worry about that at all anymore. Now I just worry about, you know, the weightlifting part of it, the part that I enjoy. And then you said I'm going to work out arms the most and abs. Keep in mind, it's all kind of connected, you know. A lot of times people will see a picture of someone, or they see someone they like who's got good arms, and they go, man, I want to work on that. But if you just work that one muscle and you don't train the whole body, you actually kind of start to look a little weird, and you don't really accomplish the look you were shooting for. So I'm not saying don't work the arms, but I would encourage you to work the whole body and maybe put extra focus where it is you're wanting to have the growth, or the visual growth, more so than anywhere else. But you also can have imbalance issues. You know, when I was young, I've been doing this 20-something years. When I was young, I really wanted to have a nice, big, impressive chest. So I'd work that all the time. And what ends up happening, you work the front and you don't work the back, your shoulders start to pull forward and roll forward. I start having a lot of shoulder pain, a lot of clicking, things like that. So you really got to work the whole body. All right, let's go again.
In the arena, authenticity is everything. You see it in the way she rides, because after every competition, she meets herself and knows exactly who she is and where she is meant to be. And center.
All right. 8 and 8 again. That fourth and final set. Had to get some assist on the right arm, which is fine. I kind of expected that. But that concludes it. So today was our chest to tricep exercise day. If you guys are watching or you watch the replay later, feel free to steal anything you want. Now I know my routine is kind of aimed and targeted towards rehab on my chest and my tricep for my injury. But that doesn't mean the stuff that I'm putting on here is not still applicable. So if you want to use it, steal it, go right ahead. It's yours for the taking. If you got any questions, when you watch the replay, feel free to drop the questions in the comment. I try to be pretty good about responding to all the comments, so I can let you know my feedback on any of it if you have it. That includes this exercise. I got real life I got to go get to now, so thank you all for jumping on and watching, those of you who did. Thank you for subscribing, especially you, Brotein Shake. Glad to have you as a new subscriber. Appreciate you. Hope some of the advice I gave is helpful. And good luck. Let me know if you got any questions. Like I said, I'll post a supplement and vitamin video a little later, probably over the weekend. Feel free to use that if it's helpful. But thank you for subscribing. Anybody else who does, again, the goal for 2026 is get to 1,000 subscribers. So I'm gonna try to do that. See you guys later.